here, nigga.
On the note of URL, they put out a tweet talking about the pay-per-views and saying that the pay-per-views are they're asking if every battle event should be pay-per-viewed because they have been, and they feel like they're having every pay-per-view event on pay-per-view is devaluing the YouTube and the anticipation and the love for the battles when they drop and shit like that. So they were asking like the fans and everybody what they thought. Like, should every event be pay-per-view, and shouldn't they be, or
No,
should
I mean,
should not
for
they?
me personally, I don't. When I saw that, I did vote on that. I don't think every event should be pay per view, and the reason why is some events when we seen this happen, you guys are having. There's really no marquee battle on that card. Let's take Survivor Series for instance. You still charged all that money for it. It wasn't cheaper, but the value, in my opinion, wasn't really there. So if you have me paying $50 for Summer Madness, and then you got me paying $50 for a Survivor Series, man, like fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Especially when at the end of the day, for most of your other events, you got the same guys on there. So this is what I would say. I don't think every event should be pay per view, and if you're gonna choose to do that, you shouldn't be charging us the same price all the damn time. Now I understand pay per view comes at a cost, and it's not cheap, especially if I don't know. This is just a rumor, but I hear every time they book avocado, it's like 10,000 or more. So I
Well,
understand that
URL pays generous too, from what I heard. So I
you
don't
say that
think,
again.
I, from what I heard, URL's been generous with what they pay. So I don't think that's his going rate. That's just what he's been getting. I don't.
Well,
That's
I mean,
to throw that out there.
whatever the case, the point is that it costs.
Yeah.
It costs. It doesn't either way. You know, it's like you guys understand business. You know, you have an overhead, my man. You know what I mean? Like you have a budget and you have to meet that. You know what I'm saying? So when you sit there and break it all down, and let's just say my budget for the pay per view stream and being shot is 10,000. Let's just say. I understand. I still have to charge you, the consumer, a certain amount of money in order for me to make my money back. I understand that completely. But at the same time, if that's going to be your thought process, then don't give me a Survivor Series on pay per view.
I'm gonna say this right here before I go in deep. Like pause. No, all should not be pay per view. Just like I know what's gonna be pay per view for UFC, and I know what's gonna be on Fox, right?
Man.
But I throw that to the side and I say it's cool to say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. It's cool. Everybody, we've been hearing that shit since we was little.
But Fox
But
is real quick. But Fox is live, isn't it?
yeah, Fox is live.
So you're still getting the same effect.
Yeah,
So where you're
you're
not
right. You're
waiting.
still getting the same effect. I just think that URL, you can't just look at numbers. You got to look at how these numbers came about. That's what I do every fucking Thursday night. That's why I get fucking pissed off working to midnight. Um, okay, look at when they're asking this question. They're posing a question about a lower pay per views right after a pay per view of a card it has a comical name. But what was the original idea for that card? Wasn't the original idea was like we owe y'all something, so we trying to put together something quick because Summer Madness 7 it turned out the way we wanted it to with all the chokes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So see in my brain right there when I go to UFC, you already telling me this is a Fox card. You telling me, you know what I'm saying, this is gonna be a quick little Fox card. It's not gonna be a UFC pay-per-view card. So it'll be a little show that should be on fucking channel 2. Of course your numbers are gonna be small. Gonna be, you know, are gonna be lower. You have like I have to factor that into it. Yes, you're right. If you put a lot of fucking pay-per-views together, some people may say I can't get this, it's too close to the last one. Also sandwiched in between this Fox card is the fact that the Moot card was in there, and a lot of people spent money on that. So that's another thing that's skewing your numbers and dropping them lower. You got to look at how numbers come about. You know, um, just pay attention to that stuff. But then you should know what should be on pay per view. Another thing too. Okay, so if you did the 2.5 and you would not have done a pay per view, you just would have lost all this pay per view like money. You still feminine and stuff, right? For YouTube. Where was the other money gonna go? Was you gonna pump a lot more to get people to come into the venue, or what? Like, where are you saving the money by not putting to that particular 2.5 on pay per view? Where are you? You still Avocado still would shoot? Would he not shoot for the YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Or more. Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. But I'll say this though. Clearly, you're gonna make more money off the pay-per-view stream than you would on the YouTube. So I get that, like, you know, the wanting to do the pay-per-view because of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and DME is always pushing for this, like, you guys are taking forever to drop them battles instead of capitalizing on both. Now I understand the reason why they're doing it is because they trying to get you to get the pay-per-views. But you don't understand, yo, if you don't watch the pay-per-view, these battles ain't coming out for 8 months.
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of fans don't like that shit, but like I be thinking on some business shit. I'm not about to turn around and drop these battles off extremely fast.
And
buy my shit.
And all you guys who watched our union blog see me and DME go back and forth about that shit all the time. The only thing I agree with DME is that it should be coming out. I don't agree with the 8-month shit. I probably will put it out 2 months after, 3 months after. But you can still tap into that revenue stream of the YouTube. But the thing is, of course, me personally, if I was running the business, I'm going to want the pay-per-view before I want the YouTube drop. It's not even the same kind of money. But once again, like I said, if that's the case, then you got to sit there and be realistic. Don't charge me for a Survivor Series what you charging me for Summer Madness.
Well, DME's been making this argument for quite a while, and what it pretty much is that URL has neglected their YouTube audience for a while. It's been a while now since they've kind of neglected, since they went on the pay-per-view wave, and they're holding on to battles for so long that they're fucking up timelines. Battles drop. You don't know what event it's from. These battlers have battled times like a few times after the fact, so you don't know whether they took a loss at this point, whether they won at this point. So it fucks up the whole timeline of battle rap, right? And at the end of the day, where you start losing interest to where you don't know when this fucking battle will happen, you're so current at what's going on now at this current timeline that you don't give a fuck about that battle. The anticipation is gone. The excitement is gone. It comes out of the blue, and you're just wondering when the fuck did this happen? I guess I'll check it out or not. Like the excitement is gone. So when they're saying the excitement is like the pay-per-view is taken away from the excitement of the YouTube drops, that's false, because they're doing it to themselves. They're not, they're waiting, they're holding on for so long that at this point, I personally don't give a fuck to watch it, because I don't know, it fucks up my personal timeline. I'm speaking for myself, where I don't know when this happened, where in the battle rap timeline, you know, like it could have happened 9 months ago, it could have happened 2 months ago. Like, I don't know. I'm not fucking running to view it because of that. So they're fucking themselves by holding on to battles for so long, to where I don't give a fuck anymore. So when they saying if it's pay-per-view's fucking up that excitement, that's totally false. They're fucking themselves up by holding on to these battles for so long. They don't have to hold on to them for so long. They could hold on to them for 3 months tops before the drop, and that's an exceptional time frame for to hold on to battles, because at that point you're not gaining any extra pay-per-view revenue. After the first month, you're not gaining any more sales from that pay-per-view.
Yeah, now I'm with you on what you said, but I'm gonna accept that point of view from you because you purchase pay-per-views. I don't accept everything you said coming from a lot of these motherfuckers, because these are the same people who don't purchase pay-per-views, who don't purchase tickets, who don't go to events, who don't do anything, but they have a lot to say about the free battles. So if you're any battle league and you putting out content on YouTube where these people don't have to pay for it, right? But everybody's flipping out about the scheduled releases. People are flipping out about the quality. People are flipping out about what happened in the battle. But you same people aren't supporting that.
That's another thing. That's another thing.
DME, Detroit. I'm interested to hear that. How's that irrelevant about the guys who aren't paying? I will say this right here. My opinion on the whole thing is, I think 8 months is fucking crazy. However, I am not dropping anything soon after a pay-per-view if I own a league. You're not. The biggest
What's
amount
soon
of money
to you?
coming in is from pay-per-view.
What's soon to you, though, John?
Soon is a month and 2 months. Like off the top of my head, like that's too soon.
Right.
That's
they're
crazy.
they're holding on to battles way longer than that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm with the. Me personally, I'm with the 3 months. I'm with that. But when it comes to that 8 months and all that shit, that's OD for me. And even more so, it's also when it comes to certain battle rappers who had above average performances or something, that hurts them. Because if I just had an awesome performance on your platform and I gotta wait 8 months for it to drop, had it dropped a bit sooner, maybe I get booked somewhere else for more money, or because it's
Buck Nasty just took my shit, man.
Huh?
Buck Nasty. I swear, this is the second time this happened to me today. I'll tell you about the first time in a minute. Like, I'm thinking of something, and somebody said it right then. Because I was about to tell y'all 3 months. Because I'm thinking, if I did a battle event Sunday, I'll put out Christmas time, because what I want to strip and take away from you as a fan, I want to take away you being cool. The cool kids pay the money and they can talk about this shit because they saw it. You know what I'm saying? 3 months ain't too crazy far away, but it's long enough to where, if you seeing this shit around Christmas week, I drop all the battles, you didn't miss all the excitement.
Mm-hmm.
So I say 3 months is cool.
Yeah, I'm with the 3 months thing. But again, like I'm saying, like that kind of stuff also hurts the battle rappers. Because if the masses
3 months hurt the battle rappers?
No.
Oh.
I'm saying the 8 month shit. Because if somebody just sees I had this fire ass performance and they give me this call, now my regular bag might be $1,500, but I'm everybody's buzzing off me right now. Guess what? I want $2,500.
Like everybody buzzing off Verb beating Moot, and then like 2 weeks later,
Pat Stay comes out.
The Pat Stay came out.
Yeah. But that's why I was saying I knew that's why they were holding that shit. Because you couldn't drop him losing a Pat Stay before the Moot battle.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that. Like,
you forgot.
That would have been a horrible idea. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, all in all, that's just my thing. Like, to you people who don't support this culture in no way, shape, form, fashion, shut the fuck up. For you people who pay your money and people who are supportive and maybe can't on one event they don't get the purchase or something, then yes, you deserve to get your shot at seeing it while it's somewhat relevant. And again, me personally, I would not go past the 3 month part.
Well, the URL drop system is fucked up, because at least KOTD gives you a schedule, to where URL, you don't know when that motherfucker's dropping unless you're in personal talks, and they're letting you know around this time frame we're gonna drop your battle.
I think I'm an asshole. I let the battle rap behind the scene know. I kind of like the fact that the fans don't know if I drop my shit, because that way, to me, that uncertainty, that shit is angering you. That's more reason you should buy my pay-per-view.
Facts, but
and I could be nice. I could be like, normally I do it 3 months. I'm gonna do it a month and a half. But the fact that I don't tell you I'm doing a month and a half.
I agree with you there, but put yourself in the battler's position, and let's say you had this banging ass battle, this fucking a dope battle, and they're just holding on to that motherfucker. What is that doing to you?
No, I'll tell the battle rapper. I'll just do it behind the scene. I'll let them know. I would do a KOTD schedule and just let them know the exact date I'm gonna drop their battle. I'm not gonna let the fans know.
But how often do
Now,
you think that
I
happens
can
where
see
they're
what you're saying.
transparent like that?
I can see
Probably
what you're
never.
saying, but
Maybe ARP do it.
here's the other thing that King of the Dot does that URL and RB aren't doing, and RB may or may not be in a position to do, and that's that whole rewards program shit. Because here's the thing: after the pay-per-view, they drop it on their Patreon for their Patreon supporters to be able to indulge in that, and
Well,
then it comes out.
well,
to
they
the
drop it earlier, not exactly right away, but
No,
Oh,
no,
they
no,
got
yeah,
Patreons. The leagues got Patreons.
yeah.
yeah. King of the Dot has a Patreon, which I thought was smart. I think most of the big leagues should do that. I know Bullpen just started doing it, and
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
here's the main point for me is that it's one of those things. Even with the Patreon, you got guys who are paying. Let's just say you're paying $10 a month in your Patreon, so you wasn't able to afford that pay-per-view on this time or however the hell that played out. But then a month it's on the Patreon, which you also support. So now you still get a chance to see it, and it's not no 8-month fucking wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I still think there's ways around it. Us as the union, we've been advocating for a long time for URL to come up with some sort of system like King of the Dot is doing, because if we put to the side King of the Dot's inactivity, when you look at everything else they were doing with the rewards program, it's dope, and it was a dope way also to help compensate for the loss of revenue from YouTube, while still giving the supporters a different experience, so to speak.
Gotcha. I agree. I agree. I think that's where you go right there. That Patreon. I'm just not hearing about this. That's a fucking great idea, man.
The downfalls of the Patreon, when KOTD did it, is that it seemed like a great idea at the time, but that was the beginning of kind of like a slow version of KOTD, because they've had a very slow year. So there are perks and benefits to what would have made it worth getting that tier of Patreon, because there's tiers to them. It's kind of not, from my eyes, it's not really worth it at this point, the way the rate that they've been going. So like
No,
DME's a
agree, but that's
Patreon.
why I said that it's this. My opinion was based on the idea and not the inactivity, because of course, if you're inactive and I'm paying a fucking
Right.
monthly bill, of course I'm upset. I'm pissed off. But when you just take for a second, just put that to the side and just think of the overall idea, it was genius.
Yeah, the overall idea was great, and I thought, like, I couldn't afford to go ahead and get the premium to where it would have made sense. But I'm glad I didn't at this point, because they haven't had events like that. If it was like last year or the year before, I would have got my money's worth for paying that premium for the Patreon. But not this year.
Some of their tiers, again, if they were active, some of their tiers were awesome. Like some of their tiers, even depending what tier you were on, you were even getting into events without paying for to get into the event. So there was a lot of promise to it. The inactivity hurt them. I like what Bullpen's going with it, which is in a similar situation. And the reason why I really like that Bullpen did it, and I actually tweeted and had a small Twitter conversation with people from Black Ice, was because I felt Black Ice is another league that should be doing stuff like that. These are not huge leagues, but people know about them, and people want to see more from them. So I thought Bullpen, and Black Ice, I thought they were right on par to do something like that. So I was happy to see Bullpen take advantage of that. Because Bullpen right now are really, really, really grooming their own people. Same thing with Black Ice. They are grooming their own talent from the bottom, bringing them up, and it's generated a lot of interest. So for Bullpen, I thought it was a smart move, man. As soon as I start getting myself back together, I will be a Patreon supporter of Bullpen, man. And hopefully King of the Dot starts giving us starts getting back on the road, so I can do the same with them.
Yeah, I'm definitely now that I just heard about it, I'll go ahead and subscribe to Bullpen Patreon.